in case you accidentally did it wrong, you know, before sewing the other sleeve and finding out you have to reverse them, look at it. So, and then you need a seam finish here. I'm going to recommend overlock, but you could also hand overcast. Takes longer, but you can do it. All right. The only I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so that's overlapped. I overlap the stitches so I can just cut it out. But it needs a seam finish. Okay, so overlock, overcast, Hong Kong binding, but not much else can be used here. Okay, so let me. I guess I'm going to go to this machine today. Sorry. At all times, because you don't want to cut a hole after doing all this work. Also, check for any pins, all right? Because we don't want to sew over a pin. Okay. So again, same deal. Quick press, okay, and line up the edge of the metal blade, right, with the underarm seam, and go in a circle. Again, this machine, you have to support it. You're the table. This is the most intense overlock probably you've done in this class so far, so just go slow. It works. You know, just start it, go around, turn it. Keep all of those things that I've been talking about, go in the circle. The blouse side is down. Make sure the edge of the blade, the foot, is on the edge of the fabric so it cuts off fabric. Just go slow and turn the circle. Turn it towards you. All right? And again, you could do a hand overcast. If you don't want to do this, you can do a hand overcast. It takes longer, but watch a movie. Okay, and you know, kick it so it moves with you. Don't let it just twist like that or you run into trouble. Believe me. You'll do that once. And we've all cut a hole in something, but hopefully it's not your blouse. Believe me, everybody's blouse. Let it not be this. As you finish the circle, just angle off, and it completes it. Alright? And then just cut it off.
Does that also reinforce it so that it looks like a little bit?
Oh yeah, that's why we're doing some. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then if you were going to do the hand overcast, you would use the 1/4 inch, the second 1/4 inch as your guide for the depth of the stitch, and do them a 1/4 inch apart. Okay. The only thing I'd recommend is in the underarm section, from the notch to the notch, just like trim next to the second stitch, so it's a little more comfortable under your arm. And I think I have some blouses up there that have hand overcast, or if I don't, I'll put one out so you see what I mean. You know, and I thought that this was going to be due next class, but it looks like we're going to probably make it due after Thanksgiving. However, that being said, this is going to be completed because we have to move on to the skirt, or you're not going to make it on the skirt. All right? So there should be just finishing touches like the overlock here for the armhole. Buttonholes you can get made right now. I'm going to show you how. Is the right one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. So on your buttonhole stamper, this was the piece that didn't go on fabric. Hopefully you still have it. Okay. There's a neckline part. All right. It's bigger. The bottom button is closer to the bottom. Try not to mix it because it looks kind of silly, right? You want that button to be sort of midway, so that when the collar opens, it's pretty, you know? You don't want it up here and then a big gap at the bottom, okay? So, okay, it happens, okay? Believe me, okay. All right, so all, ladies are wearers right over left. Ladies are wearers right over the left. So buttonholes are on the wearer's right. You're the wearer. Figure it out, all right? Okay, men are the other way. I've got my blouse pressed. Okay, it has to be pressed nice. And then I take this piece, and these are the buttonholes. These are the buttonholes. All right, the things that look like eyes. So just fold it on that, like that. It's the easiest way. Fold it, centering on those guys. Okay, and then match it to your thread trace. My thread trace is hard to see because it's the yellow, but it goes. That folded line is the center. That equals the center. All right. Check. You know, if it's shorter, longer than your thing, your blouse, you know, take a little off either end, right? And just find the spot where it matches. And take the thing, piece, the stamper, and match the thread trace line to thread trace line. And then put a pin in at the end of the buttonhole. Pin at the end of the buttonhole. Okay? Match it. Pin at the end of the buttonhole. Somewhere. Alright? So that's why thread tracing here is really helpful, because you can figure out where the buttonholes go. It also helps you figure out where the buttons go. So, because when it's single-breasted, the buttons and buttonholes both go on the center front. Vertical buttonholes. And here. Okay. And then you take my chalk pencil. Right? And then you take some chalk. Oh, I have one. Miracle. Okay. Take this and mark where the ends are. All right? And this just has to be enough for Jonathan to see. I'll do it in yellow so you can see it a little bit better, but just chalk it. Where the pins are, chalk it, chalk it. Chalk it.